the Ladies Lounge, starring me, your host, Chad Sherrill. And today we have a special guest. Of course, it's a lady, a woman, but she's making a lane, or no, I ain't gonna say she's making a lane because it's already a lane for us in that field. So I'm just gonna say it's anything but light work. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Take it, B.
Well, I'm Vanessa Lowe. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I am a firefighter, and I've been in the field for 6 years. Prior to that, I worked for Pulaski County Jail for like 8 years. So now, in my new career as a firefighter, I'm a new fire marshal within a year. I'm finishing up the police academy. So it's just a path that this is what I chose.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get into. Like, what made you want to get into that industry? Because when I look at something like trying to be a firefighter, I know it's going to be hard work. It's going to be sweat, blood, and tears. It's going to be some stuff, some days that you don't want to get up, but you know you got to do this. You got to go. You got to get up and do this. And it's a very, like, it's a very, what I'm trying to say? Because it's like, I always thought that there was just a man's field, but it's a lot of women that's joined the firefighter thing. So just tell us a little bit about what made you come up with that career path? Like, what made you say one day, I'm just going to go for it?
Well, to be honest, I've always worked in, I love service type jobs.
Okay.
I know it's like a very generic answer to say, I like to help people.
No,
but I really do. It's like, I like to reach out to people that don't understand what they got going on.
Right.
So if I can help them understand their situation, that's the best thing I need to do for them.
Right.
So it's not just I'm helping them. It's like I'm educating them. So it's like I learn stuff so I can teach other people stuff.
Right.
And I chose this field a long time ago.
Did you?
When I researched this job, I was like, I know exactly what I want to do. I said, I know I want to be an investigator. I want to be out here. I wanted to put out fires. And I did. And I enjoyed it. Like, every fire I've had, I've never forgot any fires. So really? I remember all my fires.
Because that's got to be, intense.
But
every time.
It was more medical calls than fires. Okay. And I was also stationed from the time I came on the job at Station 15, which is the busiest station in the state of Arkansas.
So there's always stuff going on.
Always stuff going on. Always learning new stuff. And I appreciated that. But I knew when I got here that I wanted to investigate. So I started working on that stuff. So
it really ain't got nothing to do with the salary.
No, we all
like to help people because I'm the same way. Like, that's not a crazy answer. I like to mediocre. I like to help people too. That's what I say in the medical field. But I was hands-on in the medical field for 3 years, and I was like, you know what? Let me try to do the administrative part. Even though I'm doing the administrative part, I'm still helping them. Yeah. It's just in a different way.
It's of course, the money factor is going to be a good thing. If you stay in Arkansas, you want a job, you want some stability. You know? Right. I mean, it's no secret. I'm not married. I don't have any kids, so I'm taking care of myself. And, family members. But, I like to help out where I can help out. But, the salary is great, but it was just something about I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah. So as soon as I finished my rookie year, I went straight into. I reached out to somebody that gave me all the information I needed. Yeah. I started taking classes and just getting all of my certifications on my own. So when I did apply for a position, I can. My resume was padded.
Right.
Just lies. No lies. All experience, all education, and all certifications. So it's it's sad, but in Little Rock, you deal with a lot of. You don't get places unless you know people. Yeah. So I don't
even think that's just here. It's who you know. I'm trying to act and stuff, and it's really who you know.
It's who you know, and it's just I like to rely on my education. If everything else fails, I know I have the skills, the talent, and the education to move on and push forward. Right. So even if I don't know anybody, it's can you really deny me if I give you all of the paperwork to show you this is what I have, this is what I know, and this is what I do. Right. So it's you have to explain to me, and that's the one thing. It's as a woman, you have to like fight a little bit harder.
Yeah. You do.
You have to fight.
And that's why I'm glad I had you on here, because I want to know, like, was it like hard for you as a woman to get in that field? Or was it like you said, you had to have a packed resume?
Well, no, to actually get into the fire service, it was like you just had to pass their test and everything that they had. I passed it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it took me 6 times.
But you did, girl.
Took me 6 times.
You weren't going 7.
I'm not embarrassed, but that last time I was like, I got this.
Right.
I'm focused. It's like sometimes you feel like when you're younger, you don't think the same way as when you're a tad bit older.
Yeah, you know.
So when you're fighting for something or going for something, it's just like, okay, I'm young. Young people do get in. I get it.
Okay.
But I think it wasn't the time for me. So my time was my time.
It was your time.
And when I knew that time, I was like, I got this.
Right.
And
sometimes it takes a couple of times to get it, like a drought.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a couple of times to get it before you know that last time you're like, I'm gonna get it this time. Yeah. And you ate it.
Because I was in a class with people that applied 1 or 2 times and got it.
Yeah.
But we all came on together, so what does it matter?
Well, everybody's different.
Everybody's different. And then the thing is, we all took different paths simply because we all don't look for the same stuff out of a career. I knew what I wanted out of the job, and I went for it.
Right.
I reached out to people, I got the class list, and I started taking classes. I used my vacation time.
I know that's right. You're trying to get it off.
My off shift time. Like, it was times where I was having to be in Camden. Right. I would drive back and work my 24-hour shift and then drive right back to Camden.
Oh, Lord, Camden, like, what, 3 hours?
2 hours, well, from my house to
okay,
house. So, I mean, it was just like, if you want something, you're going to go for it.
Want it bad enough.
So, I applied every time they put the job out, and this last time, I got it. Yeah. So, now I'm just working on finishing up my police certification to complete my job as a fire marshal.
Girl, you doing everything. Everything. What would you say some of your weaknesses as far as being a female firefighter or a firewoman?
I don't consider them weaknesses, but I consider
like the stuff you go through as a woman. Because I know it's something that probably get on your nerves.
So there's a lot of stuff that get on my nerves. But I feel like, in my mind, I feel like I have to fight a little harder for stuff that I want. But I think it comes off to other people. It's like I'm complaining, but I'm not,
Right.
So sometimes I have to kind of sit back and just
take a breath,
just be like, okay, let me not fight this battle today. Right. Let me just wait a little bit, take a couple of days, and reevaluate.
Well, because y'all got to put, I'm sure, energy into a lot. What y'all got to do is put energy into helping people and saving people and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you ain't got time for the little petty stuff. But I just figured you probably, being a woman in that field, you like...
It's still some stuff. Like, when I was actually on company, actually going out fighting the fires, of course you have to adjust to the lifestyle because you pretty much spend a third of your life at the fire station. I had just bought a brand new house and I was probably at the fire station when I was in my house. Yeah, and it was just sense. So
I know it was kind of hard.
Yeah, so I'm hanging out with about, I think at the time I was in a multi-company house, so I think it was about at least 6 of us on shift. So it's all guys, and I did start with a woman. It was a woman there, and we was about the same age. We was working on stuff together, and I appreciate her because.
I know they had to be good to have somebody
because we didn't talk but see, we didn't work together very long before she went to another station. So. But we keep in touch. And we talk all the time. And we took a lot of classes together. So I really appreciate her because we kind of pushed each other. Right. It's like if one of us fell out of class, it was
I'm glad you had somebody. I'm glad y'all had each other because it had to be hard working with a lot of men and being the only 2 women in that,
Because this is not, like you said, it's not a lot of women. Yeah. And then it's like we all don't have the same goals.
Do you think it's more common for women to do it now than it was a while years ago?
It is more common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I figured that because a lot of back then it was the woman had to stay at home and, the man had the hard jobs working at steel plants, being a firefighter. And
it's more, we still don't have a lot of women on the job in Little Rock, but just paying attention to all of the other states, all of the other cities. the numbers are rising.
Okay.
So, and we're hoping that, we can like kind of go out and recruit more people because we have a job fair coming up. Hopefully we can reach out to some more women.
Y'all better look.
I'm not sure yet on the date. We still, it's still in the works, but just want to reach out to other women and like just let them know that you can still do this job. It's not a man's job. It's about your mental and your physical strength. Yeah,
because we be talking about the role reversal, how men feel like, some, I ain't gonna say all men, but some men or most men feel like, why a woman trying to be a firefighter or she trying to, and we have some men like, you go girl, you got some guys who be like, I would never do that. You got guys, men that's like, I would never do that.
But like, it's very exciting. Like every day is a good day.
I can imagine.
You never know what you're gonna get. Like when you hear that bell go off, it's like here we go. We
have some like some jobs, like some days, do you get like scared? Like what? Mm-hmm. Or have you gotten used to the fact that sometimes it'll be intense? It'll be some days where you gotta break somebody out of something, or see something that you don't want to see. Mm-hmm. Have you gotten used to that?
Yeah, I think I'm used to it. It's like, I guess I came into it, used to it.
Okay.
I worked in the jail for like 8 years. So
you did? Okay.
It was kind of like, I don't think you can really shock me.
Really?
I mean, because like now that I have like colleagues, like I'll be on call next week, I mean, I can go to a fire any time of day.
Right. I was going to say, that's got to be crazy being on call. They like, we got such and such over here, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then y'all have like the little radios and they hit y'all.
I listen to the radio, like I have my phone and I have my radio. Yeah. If something comes through the phone and I'm like, it looks like something I need to go to, I turn the radio on. Right. And I listen, and that'll be the time where I'm at home and I'm getting dressed. Like, okay, it's time to head out. Right. I mean, it's just... But I enjoy it because on both sides, it's still a little bit of excitement. Like,
it's got to be exciting. It's got to be exciting all the time because it's something different. Like you said, every time, every other call is
now, unfortunately, it's like, the bad part about it is, when you're responding to something, it's somebody else's worst day. Yeah. So it's not like a great thing. Like the excitement is not like always a great thing. Yeah. It's just kind of like, okay, but we're here. We get to do this. This is what I do. I'm showing who I am now. Right.
So, every day is going to have your adrenaline rush.
So you're going to be up. Like,
you're going to be pumped.
But at the same time, you want to make sure those people are safe. You want to make sure everything's good. Right. Because, they just lost everything probably.
Right, probably. So,
and even when you investigate, you still have to go talk to them and, like, really understand that, okay, these people lost everything. So you have to have a little compassion, for what you do with the people. So
you have to be strong in this job, I'm sure. You got to, emotionally especially, like, do you feel like you have to, like, put your emotions on the back burner for a position
not
like
really.
this?
It's like I think I can put them out and, draw them back in when I need to. Yeah. It's certain people that you get a feel for them and you get a feel for their attitudes. Yeah. It's like when you interact with people, it's almost like, okay. Right. I see that you need some confidence. Yeah. I'm talk to you different than like if you coming at me like real defensive, like, okay, so what is your issue?
So y'all do have them cases where you gonna have to be having an attitude at the scene? Really?
Yeah. It just depends on why the scene is why is it the scene? Okay. So you start thinking about the whys and the hows and all of the different factors that play into, okay, why am I here? Right. Why did I respond to this? What's going on? Right. So when you start looking into stuff, attitudes play a role. Yeah. But
I'm sure it's probably more, it's better if it's like a woman and you there. So I see that women doing it more commonly because they need more women in this field, like to talk to women that's going through abusive situations. Like you never know what you're gonna run into. It could be somebody like her, because y'all have different stuff other than fires. Y'all do, right?
Well, as a firefighter, yes, we do medical runs.
Yeah, medical runs. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But on my side, I don't really deal with medical runs anymore because, if I make it to the scene, they've already handled all that. Now, if I do have to take, victims' information, I'm still going to interact with them.
That's what I'm saying. It's a comfort for a woman to be there for another woman.
Yeah, so sometimes you will run into some situations where it's more than what you see. Right. Okay. So you deal with kids, you deal with women. I mean, you deal with men, and I deal with,
all types. Look, I deal with all types of people all the time.
But I try to find something I can, not relate to them, but just kind of comfort them a little bit.
Yeah, comfort, and I'm sure they appreciate that.
Yeah, and gain information,
especially at them kind of times. Those times are very intense.
Hard.
Yeah. So we get a little bit of that out the way. Let's talk about how it is as far as you dating. Has it changed?
Oh my God.
Because you. I mean, I guess you could say you busy all the time, and you said you on call. So has that kind of like put a dent in your dating life?
Well, I am in grad school.
Yeah.
So and then you're doing homework.
You got homework.
It's like I have homework. I'm in grad school. I have the academy I'm finishing up.
Right. And that could be a lot.
I have a lot on my plate, but I still try to balance
it. You like, that ain't gonna take away from
a social life.
A sister needs some kind of little, downtime.
Just a social life, Even if I have friends over, go to my friends' house, go out, anything, just a drink here and there, or like hanging out. It's just sometimes you just need to get away from the work.
Yes.
That's because right now I feel like all the work is piled up on me, and I'm like, okay, if I knock this out, I can have more freedom.
I'm sure you need a break because that's a lot. That is a lot.
So, but right now, I mean,
she like, you don't know. We just taking it a day at a time. Taking it a day at a time. Okay, I see. So, as far as your, how would I put this? As far as you feeling like, I guess because that's what I want to know really. It's like the role reversal, and I wish we had like people can call in and ask questions because I want to know like how it is. I want to know what men think about that. Think about women working in that field.
It's weird because I have met some guys in the past that
like anybody that you were on graduating with, and did they kind of look at you like?
Oh no, I'm still very close to all of the people I graduated with because. It's like we had a nice little group, we all meshed well, so it's like we studied together and everything, like emotions, all that stuff. We still are together, like hanging out,
close knit.
Mm-hmm.
So no one has ever been like,
they
what you doing? You don't need to be trying.
They would never, because we came together, we went through the same stuff, so they would never look down on me just like I would on them. Like anytime any of us can do anything, whether it's on the job, off the job, we're gonna congratulate each other.
Right.
It's just what it is. It's all love because I feel like we're all family now.
Right.
We done went through all this stuff together.
Right.
So this is
I'm glad that they wasn't like, because that's what I was thinking, like a woman being in a field that normally a man would be in, or, you would think all men would be in it. And I just feel like they would try to like single y'all out or kind of,
it's not
have their little comments or anything.
I mean, just like any job, you're going to have your, your issues. All jobs have their issues, but
yes.
As far as
it's nothing with your coworkers, like
but it's nothing that can stop anything I'm doing. I mean,
it ain't nothing. Whatever
I ain't been through nothing that can stop me at this point, so I'm good.
Well, they probably like V can handle herself. They probably like I already know she can handle herself. Like you not, no little. Timid and, light work. That's why I was like, this is nothing. This is far from some light work. So
I enjoy challenges.
Do you? Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. You enjoy challenges.
I enjoy challenge. And I learned a long time ago.
And you have to work at trying to be a policeman. Like, you have to.
Well, it's just getting that certification.
Okay, getting that certification, yeah.
But it's just, I learned a long time ago, I couldn't sit behind a desk.
Girl, that's what I'm saying.
I can't do it. It's like,
for now.
Because it's like, it's certain stuff, I'm like, you see some action, like, oh.
Yes. You can't do nothing, sit there.
I'm going to figure that out, and that's just
anxious. And you don't want to.
And I want to get in.
Yes.
I want to know about
it. Right. So, you don't want to be anxious.
That's why I am who I am.
Okay.
I want to know everything. I want to do something.
Right, you gotta be
I need to be in the mix. I need to do it.
But and you also like to, like you said, you like to help people. So you like to solve, stuff.
I like to solve problems and issues. Or try to just, offer a solution. Or
right.
Something,
Something.
Because I like to take time to learn different stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's just because you want to do this does not mean you have to just learn about this.
Right.
You can learn about stuff related to it, all around it, because you just never know what you're dealing with. So you learn something about everything.
Do you see yourself doing this long term?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
This is what I want to do.
No hobbies outside of...
Yeah, now I got hobbies now. Like, I would love, outside of work, I want to travel, I want to do all kinds of stuff. And I mean, with time, I have the time to do it. Right now, I feel like if I just buckle down, handle all my business now, then later on, I have more time to enjoy myself.
Right. So right now, you're saying
I just gotta knock it out.
Yeah, knock it out.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. I bet, because that's some hard work, and I commend you for doing it. Right now we're gonna take a break. We'll be back with a couple of messages. Hey y'all, it's your girl again, Chad Sherrill, host of the Ladies Lounge. I want to thank y'all for watching, and please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also check out my brother's 501 Witty, the podcast. You're gonna love it. Hello, welcome back to the Ladies Lounge, starring me, your host Chad Sherrill, and our guest Velo, the Firewoman. Let me see what else matter of fact, let them know where they can find you at first before we get into that.
Well, right now, you can follow me on Instagram at Miss_Velo. So it's MS_VLOE on Instagram.
So, does your family and friends, did they have anything to say about you joining?
Oh, my family and friends are very supportive.
Were they?
Like, I have
friends. Or somebody like, girl, now you know what you.
No, it's crazy. I have the best friends and family. Like they support everything that I do.
So they weren't scared about you being a woman in their field, because they probably just like, I know she's gonna be able to handle herself.
I mean, they have, of course, there's some fears, just like, oh, I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, oh, you good.
They was like, you all right?
You good. So they just support me without,
they ain't give you no fight, no like, I don't want you doing this, or
I do some dangerous stuff. I don't know.
They probably like used to you doing stuff like that. That's probably why they was like, girl, do your thing. I know you're gonna be good at it. I know you're gonna go 100.
Hey, I love living on the edge. So I always pick stuff that's kind of like, I need to do that.
That's what they know. They already figured.
I need to jump out of the plane. I need to do that.
See, that's skydiving, bungee jumping. That's all me.
So they're used to it.
Used to you doing like kind of, I guess, stuff like that.
And I'm more of a solo person, so I like to travel alone. I like to do stuff alone. I mean, but I enjoy being around friends and family. But
I love it. We need more women like that. Even though they these days you got to be, careful. And of course, anybody got to be careful, traveling alone and all of that. I just hate for them to be like, women don't need to do that kind of stuff and all that, because, honey, baby, we be packing these days. I mean, we probably got something on us more than, a man walking around with something on them. So, I mean,
it's just like you
times have changed.
Any and everybody you just all have to be careful.
Yeah, you do. Anybody got to be careful.
It's like nowadays, it's just dangerous to just kind of go out. Like, you can probably just go out to eat and you can probably still get shot.
I'm telling you.
It's just right now, you just gotta be aware I just tell all people, be aware of your surroundings, pay attention to like people and objects, like people leaving backpacks in certain places, like pay attention to all of that.
Pay attention to yourself.
It's like in the world, we just get so caught up in what we're doing that we don't see anything else going on around us. And at the whole time, like, I mean, people are planning like real crazy stuff.
Yes. So I think one time I went to Miami. Yeah, we do that bad. That's bad. But I was gonna say, I remember one time I went to Miami and I went with one of my best friends, and like you just said, stuff can happen anywhere. Like, you gotta be aware of your surroundings. So she was sitting there with her, and you know how people treat tourists. So she was sitting there with her bag, her little tourist bag, and I seen somebody, walking slowly, like about to try to stick his arm in her bag. And I'm like, I'm sitting here watching him, and I, yell and everything, and he runs off, and I'm like, Lord, that's how something quick can happen. You know, so I mean, you definitely have to keep watch of your surroundings, men and women, because stuff has definitely changed.
Yeah. And people are gonna do what they can do, and they're gonna they see a lot of stuff as opportunity.
Yeah.
So
don't doubt us though, man, because we keep the thing on. And she would have done it in bag. Right. I mean, she would have chin checked you because we take self-defense. We do a lot of that these days because stuff has changed so much. And things have been so common these days with, you know, stuff happening, people getting robbed and people getting killed, like, right in broad daylight. So definitely be careful with that.
That's one thing, it's like, I still watch the news. And I still look up news articles. I want to know what's going on in the world.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you just see so many different things, and right now these shootings are becoming more common.
They are more common.
And it makes me nervous to just be out.
Yeah.
So I try to stick to what I know. Like I like little small restaurants.
Good little vibes.
Just little, you know, tucked away places where I can just sit and I can enjoy myself, have a good drink, have a good meal.
Good little vibes.
Go somewhere, have a good cigar, and be fine.
Brunch.
We love brunch. These days, brunch.
Look, we went to the little Brunch Brothers y'all check out Brunch Brothers.
Yes.
They're my brothers, but yeah, check them out. They very, very good. But do you have any like opportunities other than this? Like, does it stop here, or do you have more opportunities being a firewoman? Like any more, like, you know?
I wouldn't say that it stops here because even though this is what I want to do until I retire, I mean, I'm gonna still have like with the experience I gained, I could possibly go into opening up my own investigation.
Okay.
I mean, it's other stuff that you can do. So I'm just trying to educate myself, like just all around the board, because even when I finish this degree, I'm thinking about going to law school.
Lord have mercy. Lord.
So I've really been thinking about it, and I'm
this black woman, look.
I really want to go.
Yeah, and do more. So it's levels. Like you ain't got to stop here.
Yeah, because it's different areas that you can, you know, have a concentration in. Like I could look straight into like owning my own business.
Right.
So it's
making opportunities for other women.
So it's kind of like
women. Yes.
It doesn't stop here because it's like when you open one door, you gotta keep opening doors. You don't just ever just be like, okay, today I'm done. I'm shutting this last door and I'm over it.
Right.
It's like you just gotta keep going. So I mean, if I have to do this till the day I die, this is what I'm gonna do because I just want other people to feel comfortable with what they choose to do. You know, because I mean, you're gonna still have people that discourage women from going in a path that they want to go in. But it's like. But why?
It's like policemen and firefighters, like why are you doing this? This is not a woman's job, and you know. But it's, you know, like we was talking about earlier. We're starting to get more women trying to be police officers and firefighters and do things like men say that we can't.
But sometimes you can offer a little like. It's not that you don't. Of course, we have skill sets that we all develop when we go through training. Training is for developing skills.
Right.
And, you know, working that memory, that muscle memory, you know, just getting it all back. Like, okay, if I do this so many times, I understand what I need to do. Yeah. So anybody can be taught to do some stuff, but sometimes it's a different level of compassion that some people bring to a job. That when you reach out to people, some people just don't know how to talk to people. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's men and women, but it's just sometimes you're in a situation where you can relate to it and you treat people a certain way. Yeah. Sometimes when people don't relate to certain situations, they don't understand.
Yeah, they don't understand.
That's it. I mean, think about it. It's dealing with, like, they could be, like, just relate to other women. Yeah. It could be related to people in a certain neighborhood that you grew up in. Yeah. Some people didn't grow up in the neighborhood you grew up in. So it's like when you reach out, it's like, when somebody else don't know how to deal with that, it's like, hey, I got it. Let me handle it. You know, because you can relate to certain people, and it's just like I said, it doesn't matter, like, if you're man, woman, child, whatever. It's kind of like certain people bring certain things to the job that other people don't. So everybody has their own little skill set and talents. Right. So I feel like as a whole, we can all make a difference. We can. it's gonna take some time.
It is.
It's gonna take some time.
We always try. I see people on Facebook all the time like, well, we can do this if we just stick together, and it's just so many jealous people and so many people in competition. We all, like, that's an ongoing
And you don't have to be in competition with anybody because it's always something that you can bring to the table.
That this other person is.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not saying that they're not as good or as great as you, but I got my preference.
Yes,
like,
everybody got their own little thing.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. One day I might buy for you, and one day I might buy for you. It's not that I'm trying to compare y'all, but I'm like, okay, well, I did like the service over here. Theirs tastes better. And it's just nothing against you, but you might be for somebody else.
Right.
It does not mean that I'm hating. I hate that word. You hate. I hate that word because that is not always the case. I just have a preference.
Right. And that's just it.
Yeah.
We spoke on different opportunities, and so I was going to ask, where do you think you'll be in 5 years? But baby, you might be a lawyer. You might be. I don't know. We just don't know.
We're going to have a background. We're going to have some background in everything.
Yes, we're going to have a background
I just want to go across the board.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know. I like to learn.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the thing is, the day you feel like you've learned everything, you start learning.
And that's good.
Nobody can teach anything, and that's when you make mistakes.
Right.
And we make mistakes every day, and I get that.
Yeah.
But you have to learn from your mistakes. So if you never learn from it, you feel like, oh, I got this, I know that, you're going to always mess up.
Right.
And it's just like, right now, I'm just on a path to just keep learning. Keep trying to reach out to people.
Right.
Just keep trying to educate people, just like I'm getting educated on stuff.
I love it.
Because
do you go around, like, have you gotten to that point yet? Like, do you speak at places like schools? Not yet.
Okay.
Can you see yourself doing it though? Like speaking at school?
Well, I've actually been certified in my fire safety stuff too, so I got those. But eventually, I want to work myself up to doing that. Like, I get very nervous when speaking in front of you.
Not you, really.
I'm very nervous and shy when it comes to speaking in front of crowds and stuff. So I'm really working on it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that I don't know the information.
Later.
I know the information. It's just
we can see you speaking somewhere,
and that's like, look at her. No, but look, I don't have kids, so I don't really know how to like talk to kids. It's like.
You gonna get it.
It's one thing, like, you can talk to, like, teenagers one way, and then you can look at the kids like, wait a minute now, how do I talk to them? Because I don't have any. So I have never learned to really.
It'll start.
Because I talk to kids like little adults. So one of my family, and they understand. They know what you're talking about. Yeah. But everybody's on the same level. So it's like,
so you're gonna have to be at a level, I guess, at the wherever you.
I noticed that the people that like to go out and do that, they have kids, so they know how to interact with them. I'm like,
that's true.
I'm a little weird. I don't want to pet the little kid head or that. Maybe one day that'll come with me. Maybe having a kid. I don't know.
Okay. Well, is there any advice you would give to a young lady or a woman, grown woman, about following your dreams, following your goals, whether they think it's all for men or what? Is there any advice you would give to them?
Right now, I'll just say, don't give up on whatever your dreams. Whatever you want to do is what you want to do. Don't let anybody deter you from following your path, what you choose to do. You got people out here that are willing to give you information and help you along the way. Take it.
Right.
Never think that you know everything. Always use the good and bad situations as learning situations. Yes. Because you're going to learn something from both.
Yeah, you will.
And don't always take no as a final answer.
Yes.
Because it's not always no.
I'm still learning it.
Now, this is what I mean. I'm not saying in other ways, but I'm talking about, in certain career fields and paths, it's almost like you just might not be ready right now. But that doesn't mean that you have to stop working because somebody gave you a no or told you no. I heard no plenty of times, but that was no. To me, in my head, I was like, okay, that's no right now.
Right.
Because I can add one more thing. I can do this. I can still work towards it. So the more you tell me no, the more stuff I'm going to put on my resume.
Yes.
So it's giving me time to just build and build and build. So no is not the final answer. It's just not. I take it as not right now.
Right, not right now. Like the test you did. You said this every time, baby. This is it.
It's just not right now.
Yeah.
But the day I took that last test, I knew that was my time. I knew I had it.
Right. You ain't let all them, mess ups discourage you from keeping on, and that's
because I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is, either I was gonna get that job did, or I was gonna go straight into law at that point. I mean, no lie. It was one or two. So
I'm glad it worked out for you.
Now I feel like I have that opportunity. I can do more.
Yeah.
Now. So.
You're like, I'm sitting here, but you're still going after, a lot more things. You hadn't stopped. You didn't let, that discourage you. So that's just.
And it's okay to take breaks.
It is.
It's okay.
And I don't take too long of a break.
Yeah. And I felt like when I started this career, where I finally wanted to be, I was older than 25. Like, so I felt like I was starting stuff late.
Yeah.
And I went.
Oh my God.
Because I graduated college, like my undergrad, the first week that I started the fire academy. Mm-hmm. And then I just recently started back in grad school last semester.
Oh my God.
And I'm gonna be finished in one more semester. So I feel like it's late, but don't ever think it's too late to start.
And I think that'd be a lot of people's problem. I know it was mine. I was like, I'm getting older. Like, I had people like in my family, what you trying to do? You trying to do a podcast? You trying to act? Like, ain't you too old to be there? And I was like,
and don't let people question it because people started at different ages.
Yes.
It's like, you never know who's going to look out and be like, okay, I need help right now.
Right.
It don't matter if it's now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. They're going to look at you like, I need her now because she'll be perfect for this. Right. And that's how I feel about everything that I do.
Yeah.
Like, it might not, in my mind, I want everything now.
Right.
But I know it takes time, and I know I gotta be patient, and I know I gotta work. It's going to take work.
Right.
And it's gonna take patience.
It is. It's gonna take a lot of patience.
And you gonna cry. You gonna cry. You gonna be sad. You gonna be hurt. You gonna be where everybody else out kicking it. Even in my age, when everybody else out kicking it, like, oh, we going over here. We going to the moon this weekend. And you like, I got a paper to write.
Yeah.
So I can't go to the moon with y'all. I mean, it just that's what it is. It's like.
And you might lose some people on your journey. Yeah. I mean, it's sad to say.
But the people that you lose. You was already gonna lose them.
Yeah,
So it's just like if they weren't supporting you then, they're not gonna support you now. So I don't care because I support who supports me, and I love my friends. I love my family. I have a very supportive group, so I always have people to reach out to. Right. So I never really get so caught up in people not liking me or people not understanding what I'm doing or why I'm doing it because. It's not for you to understand. Mm-hmm. It's for me to do.
Yeah,
it's for me.
Understand for me to do. It's my
it's my path. It's my dream. It's what I want to do. So I don't really care about other opinions.
Right.
I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just educating myself. I just look like every day is a day to learn something.
Exactly.
If you're not learning something, you're done. But why do you want to stop there?
No, you shouldn't. And I hope a lot of women are listening to this. Like, you don't have to, stop there and keep going, keep trying to reach your goals. And you heard it best from me. Like, I mean, don't take no. If you don't get a lot of no's before you get a yes.
Yeah,
I learned that anything you do, especially industry wise, like you're gonna get a lot of no's before you. Don't let that be discouraging. So. Thank you so much for coming on today. You gave a lot of insight on a lot as far as being a woman and people thinking that those jobs, policemen and firefighters, they thinking those are just for men. So thank you so much. Any last things you want to say to? Nothing.
No,
she's so shy, trying to act so shy. But thank you so much for coming on. You want to drop your Instagram one more time?
Yes, you can follow me at Miss Velo on Instagram, and it's MS_VLOWE.
And you can find me on Facebook, Chastity Sherelle Thomas, my whole government name. And you can find me on Instagram, Chas_Sherelle. Thank you guys for joining us today on the Ladies Lounge, and we'll see you in a little while.
Please, we don't, just be